moments later.
Basement or a dark alley, or you're out in the woods and it's kind of pitch black, whatever reason, and you feel like you're being watched, don't you? Like, I don't know about you guys, not always, maybe not as pronounced.
Here's the thing with addiction is that's never say never, because when you're an addict,
not all the time. Sometimes
you'll do shit.
Every now
you know, like I never say, oh, I'll only do that, I'll never do crack. I do well. This isn't available, which crack might be. You know what I mean? You gotta do something. So, you know, it's just that's why people say my drug of choice. It's hard to say you're addicted to one thing when you're just addicted to chemicals in your body. Like any other substance is gonna work for them.
I agree with you.
No, I'm well for it.
Thanks for having us. Well, we like
I feel like that's science. Like that's like full-on science, whereas paranormal is definitely not 100%.
Specific porn was brought up, and we can laugh about it, but it's actually a
website or just a Facebook page. How do we find you?
Race in general.
How do you find us? At
Yeah, like you said,
and if you're in Sudbury, we also
informal definition is enthusiastically devoted to a particular thing or activity.
Like we've been doing it every Friday for 2 years now.
Big turnouts too. Awesome prize.
Yeah, fun. A little bit of comedy, singing, acting.
I like that. You guys have a.
So I was without my medication for almost 2 years.
What is the word? There's something theatrical way about you, and that's kind of a lot of how I.
So you pull all that in,
told,
the miscarriages, the abusive relationships, the horrible. I mean, I would.
It should be required. One of them required credits. And plain and simple.
The shit we do to our kids.
Balancing a checkbook, learning how to do the dishes, learning how to fucking unplug a toilet. The hot and cold knobs. There's certain things that trade schools that we don't learn anymore because we push college. You know what? I don't need to know X minus Y times 7 to the 8th power.
That's how much growing up in Illinois every year.
Justin's gonna just sit here bagging on me the whole time. Every comment that he's made has been about my fucking glasses.
But he knows that I don't watch the comments as much on this. He's like, it's not the same. As soon as you got home from school, you did whatever medical you had to do. You fucking chuck the shit on that. Boom! And then you're out so late, it was dark on your ass.
Attitude approach to healthcare rather than
sometimes people are
yeah, I like them. I enjoy holistic medicine. I'm dealing with mental health
I take the leave bag, the big yard leave bag. I only have one of them. And just go,
You know what they have now? What they have now, guys? Okay, two things. They have trick-or-treating.
And something's else there. And this seems like it's a place to go. I went off, like, they tell you, after going through recovery, I'm unactive now.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to People in the Boxes. Happy Thursday night. It is 5/25/2023, y'all. Hit those likes, hit those shares, tag us out because you know that's the only way it's getting anywhere, right? I got an awesome show for you tonight, guys. We have our awesome co-host, and hopefully maybe we can get some of you guys to pitch in and chime in on our topics as always. People in the Boxes, it's about us sharing our experiences on the topic. Yes, opinions get shoved in there, right? But it's about the experience that we've had individually, right? So here we go. We got Sir Steve-O. Hello, buddy.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? People in the Box is number 45. Excited about this one tonight. This one's right up my alley, guys.
Awesome. And we got Jason out there making that money.
What's up, everybody? How are we on this wonderful Thursday?
Looks so nice over there right now. It's like darkening over here. It's like
it's 80 degrees. Got probably a 10-mile-an-hour wind.
You guys, I went
blowing about south to southwest wind. So yeah, got a nice breeze. And
he sticks the blunt paper out the window. Yeah, it's about south to southwest. Yes, got it.
Yeah.
I went to a field trip today at a local like wildlife park with my son. And I tell you what, I was actually regretting I didn't wear pants. I wore shorts. I mean, I wore shorts, guys, just so that there was no gap left in that conversation there. But yeah, I mean, it was cold. It was actually cold, and then it's got up a little bit warmer. But anyway, a lot of cool. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Appreciate everyone stopping in. We got 14 people already coming in, showing the love.
Nice,
if you guys want
hit them
to
reactions, guys. Hit them reactions.
As much as you feel comfortable with doing, because everybody.
No, fuck that. Hit that reaction now.
Get the ban. It just tells you that you can't react for a little while. That's all. It shouldn't ban you. Hopefully. Let's see. So I did put the video together today to show us off a little bit of the topic, but we're gonna I would say it's a little bit relaxed episode. Jason, I brought a shirt. I wore a special shirt tonight. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a help to, like, that way I don't have to say it to everybody too often. You know what I mean? Just kind of they can read it.
I love it.
Keep it up.
That's awesome.
We should have Melanie joining us. I expect, right? Is that what we?
Yeah, I assume that she's probably getting ready for work, but she should be probably joining after a while. She's got surgery coming up, so she's trying to work as much as possible, and with the time frame scheduling and everything, you know, this is our peak time to be actually working, but we still want to be here and everything. So
yeah, that's the only thing that sucks about that. Like, I've worked second shift and third shift, and like all those things just put such a wrench in like normal existence. Even though we think we'd be used to it by now as a people, since there's so many of us that do the third shift, it's still a smaller percentage. It's still, you still have that working 9 to 5 cliche is kind of a thing still.
If somebody could, I don't have my second device, but I don't know if we're getting shared out to Lives from the Cave. It is a group
that group. Yeah.
Okay. It is a group that is made just for lives to be shared to.
Well, I won't be able to share.
And as long as there's nothing inappropriate being shared, I have no problem putting my name on there, and they know who I am, and the admins know who I am in that group. So it's one of them things, and that is one that we get a lot of reach from.
Well, I'm still not going to share it there.
Yep. No, I'll get you. I'll get you in there, and we'll figure it out. But that's anybody that shares lives or does content creating or anything. You know, Lives from the Cave is a great one. They have thousands and thousands of members, but all it is just live videos.
There's also another group I'm in. I just found out I'm actually in that group. But there's another group I'm in. It's called Share Your Podcast.
Yep.
So you wouldn't share just like your regular live streams, but if you do something with some production behind it, that's one. I don't know if it's very good, but it's a bigger group. It doesn't seem to go anywhere. 1 million in 1 days it shall be then. Okay, Mr. Burns, what's up? What's up, Lane? Anyone want to work for me tomorrow? Well, Lane, what are we paying? Are we talking double here? Double pay?
What type of work do you do?
Well, yeah, we need some details.
You know, because most of us on the screen are content creators. or
so
influencers.
Whatever you're
So what type of work do you do? I'm sorry. I just fucking dry joke.
That's okay.
Oh, we got a Facebook user. Grant us permission.
What's...
Yep, gotta grant us permission, guys.
Oh, we got another one that says hello, hello.
I'm not 100% sure what they were going for there. What's not letting me pull up groups to share today? If you're on GrowFam, it's a private group. You won't be able to share from GrowFam. But if you would like to, please come over to my page and hit that button, hit those reacts. And if you're on any of the other pages, we're on Sir Steve-O's page, we're on his certified page, we're on GrowFam, we're on my profile, my page, we're on YouTube, we're on Rumble. What's up, Rumblers?
Squatty, hello everybody there in the comments. 18 amazing people there. 17 reactions already. You guys are awesome.
You guys, yeah, thank you very much.
Awesome people. So
thanks for coming in.
I want some input, though, by people who are viewers too. But yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about our experience. But go ahead, Jason. I want to hear what you got to say.
One thing that I didn't really catch in the title or in the topic, I just glanced at it real quick, but I believe there's a strong difference between content creator and influencer.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there's a huge difference. And unfortunately, we get locked into the same group. We get locked into the same thing, and people are like, oh, you're boring. Oh, I'm not going to watch you. Or you're boring. Well, I'm not here to create content. I'm here to influence you, to inform you, to educate you, to share my knowledge and experience about cannabis, about life, about this, about that. That's why part of the reason we created the 42710 family was not as a content group. We're not there to, yes, we share the memes, we share the stories, the pictures, the Facebook posts, this and that, the laughs and the giggles. But it was there for an influence page, an educational thing to inform people on cannabis use, on edibles, on topicals, on... There she is. Hello, Melanie. That was you. You are a Facebook user.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. You think you know a girl. You think you know a girl.
I think a lot of times influencers get grouped into the group of content creating, and like Waylon, I assume you title yourself or consider yourself a little bit of both. Yes, you create your content and you create shows and stuff like that, but then you also have the indoor farmer influencer. That influencing, you want to influence people, you want to educate people about that knowledge, about that indoor farming. It ain't just the content of you creating videos and reels and grabbing people's eyes, and you want the true knowledge to be passed on. You want the children to be educated. You want the adults to be educated. It's as long as they are getting that knowledge out of it, I think you're a little bit happy out of it. It's the ones that people are like, what the fuck is this video? Like these damn reels that Facebook is posting together for people. Like, that's not a reel. You just literally took a fucking 10-second clip out of a fucking live
randomized
and said
clip.
It's a reel.
I thought it was great. It was like, it only made two. It made two for me. I thought, okay, is this going to do this every time I make a video? This could be interesting, Russian roulette, right? But to your point though, man, I actually never think of the word influencer. I always thought podcaster, and then I thought live streamer at times when I'm not doing the show that I'm actually like, this is my podcast, or this is a podcast, also kind of a vlog. I mean, there's so many words that overlap now. But influencer, right? I mean, I actually always use the word popularize. I'm trying to popularize sustainability, but I'm also trying to influence people to think about it more, is all. And then also I'm trying to influence farmers and growers to like share their knowledge more. I don't know. I guess you're right, but I actually pulled up a bit of a Venn diagram for it. I see a bunch of them, but I'm not going to go through them all, and I don't think I'll be able to blow this up, but I'll just kind of read it real quick, and then we're going to play that video if you guys don't mind. It's a minute and a half, I think. Content creator, create content with the intent to educate and inform. Content is typically less about the creator themselves and more about the info that they are sharing. Okay. Influencers create content with the intent to convince their followers to make a decision surrounding a product or a service. Content is typically centered more around the person. I see. I kind of do a bit of both. Yeah, I guess I do a bit of both.
Yep.
I feel like I don't know, I might sound really vain here, but listen, guys, for many years I didn't want to be out here online and doing this stuff. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, and I want to look into the history of live streaming a little bit. Not that there's that much to look at, but it could be fun. But for myself, though, I never wanted to do this. I wasn't posting to get likes before. But now the likes to me translate to more visibility for this thing I'm pushing. But then you guys might think, oh, well, he just takes pictures of himself all the time now. Well, look, okay, some people think I'm cute. All right, there's a few people out there that think I'm cute. So if I can use that angle too to what push
advertise your OnlyFans.
Well, no, I mean, if OnlyFans could maybe OnlyFans could finance my sustainability, I could see that. Maybe I could see that. But that's the only. You gotta make the
naked farmer.
Yeah, listen. I mean, if I was out on some like acreage out in nowhere, I could be naked on my own land, right? I could just be out there recording in the dark webs. Yeah. Naked farmer.
All right. So let's jump off topic real quick for a second. Okay. It's only because I seen a fucking YouTube clip of it yesterday. Picture every single one of your favorite movies. They're naked throughout the whole thing.
Picture it.
Look at it in your mind. And it makes the movie a totally different fucking movie.
Well, yeah, because people are weird naked.
Somebody shared a post about, I think it was actually Jimmy the other day, shared that they're having a naked car event, a naked car show coming up. I'm pretty sure it was Jimmy Mead that shared it the other day. And then a couple fucking naked things popped up on my reels, and it said, think about it. Every single movie you've seen in a nudist colony, just straight naked.
Look at Wayne's picture. It reminds me of the movie Roxanne, right?
Yeah, right.
Imagine watching a movie and every character has the Roxanne nose. Now that would be a weird movie too.
That would be funny.
That would be very interesting. But like there was a movie not too long ago, Everything Everywhere or whatever. Everything Always Everywhere or whatever. Yeah. Where she at one point in the movie they have sausage fingers. Like their hands instead of fingers are like all these big ass floppy sausages. Anyway, that's some content right there.
Off topic content. Yeah. That's what it is. It's content.
Listen, like they
so it's not really off topic. It is.
They are absolutely influencing you in Hollywood. Trust me.
Now, well, look at Instagram. Right? Look at you can't click on Instagram now without seeing a naked girl. You can't, and that's content for them. You know, I mean, God's sakes, they're allowing the see-through bathing suits now. You can see the nipples, you can see the lips, you can see everything as long as it's covering partial of the body.
Yeah, you can see definitely.
Yeah. It's content. Sure. It's unbelievable.
I love naked, Michelle.
Look at Naked and Afraid.
I know we can get some other content creators.
You know,
friends
it's one of them shows that just blew up. Naked and Afraid, Naked and Afraid Extreme, Naked and Afraid Couples.
Everyone's on ID now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but if you
do that on your own time, not now.
If you'd have told me last year that I'd be doing anything like this, I would have told you that you were completely out of your mind.
How long were you watching it before that? Because I know you were.
I was watching for probably a good 4 months before I ever even commented on a live, and I was nervous enough to do that. And then it was that brand new to me. And then once I came up on my first live, and then people started asking me back and wanting me to do things. It just happened really fast.
Yeah, it went fast for you, but that's the thing though. A lot of people are afraid of that. Just that comment, that first comment. I know people in my family who thought that everyone on the planet could see them as soon as they commented on a live stream. It's like, what is it like? Listen, the FBI and the CIA are already looking at your phone's camera when you face it at yourself. Don't worry about that. It's already happening. But as far as Facebook, they don't see you until you come up on the screen. I promise.
Yeah, they do.
We promise with our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought about
that's why they sell things to cover up your camera.
Right. Exactly.
Like what? Why do I need to buy that if nobody's watching me?
Well, I thought about tagging Mark, but then I thought if we did that, then somebody would flag us for tagging like
I thought about tagging
major,
several
like
people, but I figured better about
tagging, anybody, random ass creators, content people out there. Let's tag them. Fucking tagging.
Hi, Jane. Hello, everybody in the comments. There's a lot of comments going by. Love it, guys. Love the interaction. 22 reactions, 21 people here in the house. So what brought you to content creating, Waylon? Like what? You just seen that?
No, actually, for a long time, I listened to talk radio, and I thought it could be good on talk radio. I could put a lot of people to sleep on talk radio if you couldn't see me. Hello, it's that golden hour again, 10:30 a.m. No,
the low and mellow sounds of Steve-O.
Yeah, we could both do that. No, I always thought about that because I liked the conversation, and I actually almost went to try to apply at one of these. It was one of these very early news places that were trying to create their own news place online and not through one of the major media corporations. And I thought, well, I could get behind that. And then I never got to it because then it sort of passed me by to the point where people were just going live. And I thought, well, shit, I can do that. Live stream. I mean, and then I thought, well, I can make the podcast. And then to me, actually, hold on, back up a minute. I didn't think live stream at all. I thought I can make a podcast. And to me, a podcast is not something that's live, But nowadays, it's kind of combined. It's a bit of a combination.
Yep, especially with StreamYard.
Yeah, and but if you look at people like, I guess Joe Rogan is a big example. He does his live, and it is a podcast. But it's also done. It was also done audio for a long time.
Why do you got to use one of the most controversial ones out there?
He's the biggest podcaster on the planet.
Easily.
I mean,
you can't. I mean,
you're right.
You can't go to a bigger example.
You can't. I guess you're right. And with Big being, like Maui said, or I'm pretty sure somebody said it earlier. I don't know if it's Maui or not. That if you don't got haters, you haven't made it. That's what we've been taught. That if you don't have people criticizing you, if you don't have people hating on you, then you're not doing something right.
Well, and I disagree with a lot of what he says, but I do appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the different guests and whatnot. That's why I was hoping maybe we could get some other guests up tonight. We kind of didn't give ourselves much time on this topic though. That's
25 people in the house right now. Well, cheers, everybody.
I'm looking for some other perspectives on streamers. Maybe
we got a lot of perspectives.
Jason, you probably have the longest amount of time doing it, and that's not, what is that, a couple years, 3 years?
Yeah, I got a couple of years. It's funny, my story is a little bit different.
10 years in.
I
want to see if Frost will pop up for a minute. It would be great.
Mine's a little bit different than most. Mine started as a therapy. COVID happened, and my counselor closed up shop and went home. Said, I'm done. I ain't catching COVID. And I said, I need somebody to talk to. And a friend of mine was telling me about these Facebook groups and stuff. And I joined a Facebook group and was watching it and was like, okay, I like what this guy's saying. Then one day I accidentally pressed the live button and I'm sitting there, and a couple people that are members of the family
now. Past that. Don't play. You say you accidentally hit the live button. What made you not just shut it right back off?
I was having a very, very bad day that day, and my inner demons had almost taken over. I had almost went back to the addiction problems that I will live for the rest of my life. Almost went back to drugs that day because I didn't have anybody to talk to. And I knew that if I didn't talk to somebody within minutes, that I was gonna fall back into old habits. And the people that I actually talked to that day are in the family and still with me today. They've stuck by my side the whole time. True ride or dies. And we started educating people, and then built the family page and built the smokers page and branched out from there. And it's been an amazing, amazing journey.
That's one of the most amazing things that I've found out, Jason, is that the people that you meet online, and I used to tell my son when he would be gaming, those aren't your friends. You don't know what you're going. And then until I was in the situation to where now I've got people that are in my corner that I completely trust, that I've only met online, and then others that I've met online and in person. And isn't that the best feeling, is to know that you have people in your corner that will be there for you, that you can call up in the middle of the night if you need them. And it's just amazing.
It truly is, and a lot of people don't understand that. Mm-hmm. So go ahead, Waylon.
I just wanted to, because Seymour's actually a little side story, but what he says is he's wanting to do something live, but he's not much of a conversationalist. There's a lot of things happening live that and within these subjects we're talking about that doesn't necessarily have to do with you speaking. Like, look at me, I can't even speak half the time. I wanted to say though that Seymour actually, I came up with an idea randomly on Waylon Wednesday yesterday, a thought, and he sent me an animation of it like immediately. So I appreciate you, brother. I don't know if you stayed to hear me thank you, but it was hilarious and awesome at the same time. So thank you for that. Jason, go right ahead, my friend.
Well, with people saying, and Steve-O saying that people don't understand it, the bond and stuff that we get with people and the connection that we get with people. My own mother, she didn't understand it until I convinced her to join the family page. And within 2 days of being on that page, she was hooked. She was like, this is a family. This is truly what a community should be. This is what, brings people together. It's unfortunate that we can't do this in person at the same table. We can do it in person at different tables in the same group, but we can't do it in person, in each other's house. So, but it truly, the community that we have built together, and us as content creators that have stuck together and stuck through it and support each other. I know Maui has said it, there's enough room for everybody. There's truly enough room for everybody and every single idea.
That's right.
So,
and the pie gets bigger, like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted to bring that up a little bit because it does seem like more and more people are doing this, and I'm one of them, right? But at the same time, there's only so many eyeballs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if people can really expect to get to those levels that we know of now as the top. It may end up just dividing and dividing, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing either. So that's why collaborations help, and that's why there's reasons that there's no reason to make enemies between other creators, because there's always another cool thing you can do with each other later down the road. So those of you who may appreciate the drama and stuff that comes here and there, it's not something that I want. I don't ever want to burn bridges. No. I'm one of these people that if you're hating on me, I have a few that are currently doing that. I haven't blocked them. They might have unfriended me, but I didn't block them. Maybe that's a bad move. That's just how I do things. What's up, Chris? Chris, come up and tell us your experience so far on being a streamer. My mom wouldn't get it. Yeah, my mom doesn't get it either. My family, my I don't want to get into the details, but yeah, they look at it as it's just Facebook, and I'm like, well, that's one thing that I'm on. Yeah, like it might be where the most people are interacting at the moment, but things change. So my mom felt at the last Canna event with Happy Hippies and Matty G, just trying to just trust and friendship all around. Oh, so she went there with you, Creative. Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's awesome.
Like I think you're right that it kind of sucks we can't be in the same room, but we have to remember there's plenty of thousands of years where we had pen pals, and there were pigeon, sent by pigeon, and then there was pen pals. We might still have pen pals somewhere in the world, but there used to be a thing where you'd find a friend and write letters to them and stuff.
Yeah.
And you became friends over the years, even though you
Jail.
didn't know each other in close. Yeah, jail's a good example now, but that was a thing outside in and out. I'm sure at times. That's when the haters come out and attack you. Your following. Jealousy is a bitch. Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like they can come at you no matter what. With the way that people make 100 fake accounts or whatever, like I don't go trying to chase the rabbit. You know what I mean?
No, I don't have a lengthy blacklist. I think I have 2, and I just don't believe in it. I figure if you got a problem, just talk to me and tell me. Come on, let's go. Come on.
I have a couple of people on the block list because
agree to disagree. Okay.
They tried what they tried to do is just no.
They stepped over your line, and I have a line too, guys. I've blocked people. I've blocked people, but very few. Mostly the spammers and scammers, and then also people who like try to threaten me and then try to threaten people on my friends list and things like that. I've had to block a couple of those. So stuff like that. So Debbie, I want to know what you're agreeing to disagree about, because I'm not arguing. I'm just explaining why I'm right. What's up, Steph? Stefan, what's up? Amen. Okay.
Okay, so one thing that I have written down. What do you consider the first content creator? Like, what do you first consider that as? Because me personally, I've looked it up and they were saying, internet and this and that, and I disagree. I think America's Funniest Videos is truly the first content creating that we really seen, because when that first came out, we seen people staging acts and doing everything possible to send in videos, to be on TV, to become a video sensation. And then all these other shows, send in your wildest videos, send in this, send in that. We used to have a video recorder on our shoulders with VHS tapes recording everybody doing stupid shit. Then they became handheld, smaller and smaller and smaller. This was before the internet, and then all of a sudden we have one of these shows that, you can call in to vote and mail in to vote, and now you can click to vote. So what do you consider that as one of the first ones, or is that
video recording in our own hands? Yeah,
I agree with that.
I think the internet in our hand as well made it go skyrocket, because if you remember, when the internet wasn't in our hands, it was just on your computer. We had chat rooms and all that, but you weren't creating content to get seen. You were just saying outlandish stuff. And then now, once the video came out, it was like, "Ooh, look at me!" And I don't know. Do you think it was when the old school, like the home, like the home vacation camera or whatever, that people were doing the first funniest home videos? Actually, we couldn't see how long that show was on.
Well, do you remember as kids, your friends would come over? I mean, your parents would be having card night or whatever, and you and your friends would do some kind of dance act or singing act or whatever for your parents in the living room or whatnot. They would record you. That would get sent into one of these things that, look at my child, or this and that, and that was content.
Now, are you okay? So Wayne says National Geographic. Are we?
Good point.
I mean, we're differentiating between Hollywood or not Hollywood, but that's just in a word. But like professional film crews, or I mean, because a lot of those guys were freelance photographers in National Geographic that would go out and take footage and then sell it in. So that's interesting as well. And if you really think about it, pictures were the first content creation with all this freelance photography. Peter Parker and everything.
Your storm chasers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Storm chasers. They're creating content. Look back at what's the most famous story or movie, Tornado or whatever it was.
Twister.
What was it? Twister.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Jodie Foster, was that
Twister
her name?
with Jodie Foster, and I mean, look at that. It really first showed what storm chasers were actually out there doing. And that was creating. I mean, yeah, you had that one guy that all he cared about was filming it. I just got to get the picture. I got to get the picture. He didn't care how much trouble he was in or anything. You know, the little heavier set guy. It was that he was cared just about that photo. Everybody else was in there doing the research but creating that content.
Picture says 1,000 words, they say, right?
Go ahead, it is.
Yeah. I mean, like Jason said, you know, America's Funny Videos, that led us into reality TV, you know, the Jersey Shore, all the stuff on MTV, you know, all that stuff came out. And that was probably some of the most original influencers and things of that sort, you know, at the same time.
Look at what Wayne
Even
says.
with Jerry Springer, you know, our talk shows. Even with our talk shows. Oprah, she is an influencer. Look at these influencers. They're influencers, but they're content creators also, because they're sitting there. They want people to watch what they're making. They want people to watch what they're doing. You know, so they're not just influencing a specific product.
Oh, I see.
And then it came into more money. Well, let's add in these commercials. Influence this person to buy this product, and we're going to pay you more money. Influence this person to buy this product. It started out as did it start out as content creating, and then you influence people to do this, and we're going to pay you more. You influence people to join this, and we're going to pay you more. You influence people to buy this, and we're going to pay you more.
That's a way for us to vocalize our worth within creating the content. Like now we can individualize our worth by going to somebody and say, hey, this many eyeballs buy what I tell them to buy, or they like the things I'm buying or that I have. What's that worth to you? And that's where the influencer comes in. And I think if you make content but never leverage it to sell things, or never, like, I'm an affiliate to Luca, I'm an affiliate now to Happy Hippie Head Shop. Awesome, thanks, ladies. But that's me now trying to convince or influence because I like the products. You should too, and that's kind of that's the thing. Bean, what's up? Got fire in the hole.
We all love the Happy Hippie Head Shop ladies. Love them. Yeah. HappyHippieHeadShop.com, guys. What's that discount code there, Waylon?
I got to make it. Probably
like. Drop the ball again.
I just saw it a couple days ago. I've had a lot going on, man. I went to
I know one of the Scissor Gang 10 that helps out most of the family members.
Maddie G has one now. I think it's Maddie 10.
Maddie G10.
Maddie G10.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
What's up, so over there at HappyHippieHeadShop.com, guys. Even our cones.
Yeah.
They got their own custom cones. Everything. We love our ladies over there.
I just got this shirt today from them that I had made.
Yeah. It looks like a Grow Fam shirt, isn't it?
That's what's up. Grow Fam is the shit.
Yeah. Looking from over here, kind of looks like a Grow Fam shirt. And I'm like, yep.
Oh, yeah. Grow Fam all day.
Love it.
I took a film class, and we talked about Charlie Chaplin and a bunch of other classes.
Okay. Who said that one?
Wayne.
I forgot about Charlie Chaplin, one of the original content creators there. Okay. Yeah.
Wow, good job, Wayne. You know your hobby.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, if we kind of can't talk about content creation without pointing out film and actually where it began and stuff. But we are also sort of making a distinction between that and the sort of general public being content creators now. Sort of crowdfunding ourselves through Stars and Cash App and all that kind of thing, subscriptions, locals. But yeah, there is a distinction between that. But he did bring up MySpace also, and I think MySpace was pre-cell phone internet, I think, or at least where pre like going live on the phone.
Probably going live. It was, yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, your BlackBerry had internet, but you weren't like, it wasn't pre-smartphone, I guess I should say.
Yeah, pre-smartphone. We can say that because it wasn't pre-internet. No.
You definitely created content though for MySpace. It was like, hey, this is my profile, but how do I want it to look, and how do I want this kaleidoscope of pictures over here, and then I want my favorite song playing and stuff, and like the Facebook was so boring compared to that back then. And then the Facebook was like gobbled it up. Like, nope. I don't know. They didn't buy it, I don't think. Somebody owns MySpace now, I think. I forget who it is.
So we're saying Howard Stern there, yes, definitely created content. Would you create certain comedians, as content?
Sure.
It's all content. Anything that's entertainment or anything that is meant to draw someone's attention, I think is content.
Mm-hmm. What was the one that smashed all the pumpkin or smashed all that shit? That comedian Gallagher. Yep, yeah. Gallagher. He was huge. People would just pay hundreds of dollars to get front row and have shit splattered on them.
But look at what Bean says. Basically, and I think I agree with him. Cable TV, they didn't have the internet algorithm to deal with, but their algorithm was still the same thing: promotional value and ratings. Yeah. And I think our mistake is to think that the algorithm is some new thing, but really they had a very similar issue to deal with, which was, are you selling things? Are you getting these eyeballs to click that or to call those numbers on the commercials or whatever? Yeah, that definitely.
Well, with that, you jump into the biggest content day of the year is Super Bowl. Super Bowl Sunday, you have the most expensive commercials that have ever been out there in history. And they are strategically placed at certain times throughout the game, and they are paid. They pay for that strategically placement. And there's teams out there that research for years. All right, this time, there is approximately this amount of people watching. This time, there's only this number of people watching. We're going to play our Coca-Cola commercial at this time during this play, during this thing. So that's a huge one too. Commercials are huge influencing, and so.
But Dan, go ahead. Oh, sorry. You go ahead, Steve.
I'm sorry. I read one time that with the Super Bowl ads, they even can pay more money to only have their commercial played after a touchdown. There's all these different parameters.
Different values, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, the first commercial on the first halftime or whatever, like probably is the highest value or whatever. Mm-hmm. So Dan says joining the contest definitely helped me in my business, 100%. So having a persona helps, he says. And that was the thing that mine's a little bit long, but I had to think of something, and no one told me, hey, maybe you don't use your name in any of it. I thought, well, my name's kind of unique. It's unusual. Some people like it, so I'll use it. But then you find out, well, that's actually maybe not the best way to go. Not always, unless you're somebody who jumps up very quickly with like something viral or whatever. It's a different thing. But here I am, stuck with it. So
now, when I owned my restaurant in 2010, I created a Facebook page for my restaurant, and that was definitely the best advertisement for me. Every single day for the local area, it was by far the best advertisement for me. I would post my menu on there every single day. I would post the specials on there every single day, and that people turn to that to find out. And especially instead of calling me, hey, what are your specials? Hey, what, this and that. And it really got my name out there. Especially because I was inside a mall, so it was linked to the mall's Facebook page also. Now this was in 2010, so Facebook was a lot different than it is now. Sure. But it definitely helped. One thing I don't like is that it did bring a lot of spam, scammers, things like that. So
it really does. Like, you open yourself up, and that's why that was one thing where I kind of wish I didn't have my name in there. But at the same time, I know what to expect, and what to expect is that I'm going to have much like more and more of these things happening, scammers and spammers and haters. So what you have to do, and I brought this up before, is that you have to put a little money behind protection on this and that. And I'm not there yet, right? I'm not there, but I know the big guys, that's what they do. They have, much more, like their hardware protection, their internet, their personal protection, all those sorts of things that goes into effect once you can afford it. Sounds
Melanie's
like someone
got
I can
a big
trust.
one right there. We definitely open ourselves up. It's everybody knows our whole life. Siva, how many people knew that you had a leg injury before Facebook?
No, I didn't let anybody know for the longest time. I until right before the 420 event.
Yeah. I mean, just certain people. Yeah, just certain people knew,
I didn't want anybody judging me as treating me differently and better because of it. Go ahead, sir.
Yep. No, you're exactly right. Exactly why I'm saying it. We don't want people looking at us differently, and our relationships are online, our day-to-day activity, our kids, our family members, what we do from morning till night. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. They see the inside of our house. They see everything. Everything.
I think at first it's not a big deal because, one or two people saw me there. I'm just bitching about something on my live stream for no reason. Or maybe at first you go to a private group or whatever, and then eventually go public. Like I'm all fully public. And that's when you might start to attract somebody who's just gonna, try and tear you down, try and cause you grief and stuff. I do want to apologize to the audience. We got 21 people still watching on the Facebook side. Last week I definitely thought afterwards. I think I could have done some things to diffuse the situation more so as the host. That's probably my onus. But I'm going to work on that for sure. Now. I don't want to get into it too much, but yeah, definitely go back and check it out if you guys are interested. But it was good. It was good. I actually thought it was a good exchange, to be honest.
Let's pause right there, though. It was good content.
Yeah, no, that's
what do we consider good content and bad content?
Right.
Did it grab people in? Is the controversy? Some people love controversy. Look at the Jerry Springer show.
I think the content has to reflect what you want it to, though. Like you can't, if it starts to go in a direction that wasn't the expected direction, then you have to decide. Well, okay, are we just going to chase the views, or are we going to chase our authenticity and stuff? Because I don't come on here to be right. I don't come on here to argue with people. I'm one of those people that if I have a counterpoint, I'm never going to drop it. But to that point though, I do want to thank everybody for helping us, because without you guys in the audience, everybody tagging, without you guys being here, we couldn't be doing this. Without the support I've received a lot of times during some of my darkest times, where I'm thinking, who gives a crap? I'm just a nobody up here. Like there's a lot of people that come out of the woodwork and will give you compliments sometimes, where maybe, who knows, maybe it's just nothing to them, but it means a lot to us. So I want to tell you guys I appreciate that. Now, I want to play this video before we get too far. I did spend a little time making it, not too much. It's a lot more generic than the ones I had to do less copacetic things to make. We're going to play this video I made. It was supposed to be played earlier to show you guys a depiction of the topic, but here we go. Oh yeah, reacts. You guys ever been in one of those lives where it's just going nuts? Look at that, 200,000, 400,000. Look at that, 2 million people watching that live stream. Oh my god. Oh hey, hi mom. Right, that's what we start with, right? And then you get a bunch of views and clicks. Suddenly you're like, people like me. I'm doing it.
Yeah, the old ring light. You made it.
Oh yeah, you got a ring light. You're professional now.
I got 7. So what's that make me?
Oh man, you're like what's
very well lit.
I know what sextuple is. What's 7?
You're a very well lit influencer.
7. They always break too. Like what the hell?
like that. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, there's me right there.
Hey, look at this lady. Look at this lady. Yeah, get him. You know what really grinds my gears? Like the angry streamers. You know those angry streamers that sit in the car and like they just tell you what's really grinding their gears, and like those guys have to come up with something that's bothering them every day to make it new.
Yeah.
And then the gamers. We didn't talk about gaming all that much, but now you got a pastime being used. Look at this guy. He hasn't moved the seat in 3 years.
I mean, you talk about the gaming, though. We did that with Nintendo back when Mario Brothers first came out, having that bitch pause, sitting there for days on end, not leaving the house.
Imagine that you were recording yourself back then, though. Super Nintendo, like, guys, I got the new. You got your cell phone here. I got the new Atari 1694. We're gonna play it. You guys are gonna love this. Bink, pa-chink, bink. It's like, all right.
But I mean, I come from the age of arcades, and I stood in the arcade for hours watching people play them fucking arcade games. Oh, yeah. Stood there for hours watching people feed, not having a penny to my name, but watching other kids feed these machines with quarters, just in awe that they're sitting there fucking doing all these button combinations and everything. So it started then.
You remember there was a movie, and I think Wayne and I both continually go back to movies as far as references, but there was a movie called shoot, I'm not going to remember the name. Was it Whiz Kid or something? But it was this kid who was super good at Nintendo, and he runs away from home in order to go to Vegas to this competition, and he finds his way there, and his dad is following. His dad and his grandpa or somebody, I forget. These guys are following, trying to catch up with him. And the dad has his Nintendo with him, stops at the gas station while they're getting gas and asks if he can go in the back and plug in for a few minutes, as if his Nintendo was like some portable thing. It was in the movie. It was in the 80s. You guys remember this? It was just insane. I was like, what's going on? This guy's taking his Nintendo on the road to play it a little bit. This was the dad, not the kid. And then the kid gets there, and it was the very first time they unveiled Super Mario Brothers 3, which was this huge thing at the time. And he was like on this competition where the kids had to like get the most points getting through that level or whatever. And I don't remember how it ended, but he was a whiz kid or whatever, something like that.
Yeah. Well, they had the Nintendo World Champions and all of that, you know.
Well, now they film like Magic players and people who play like poker, you know, poker and other gamblers. They film them playing their game. It's not even them recording it. It's not even their content, but it's like whatever the company is that's putting it on or whatever, and then they get their content like as if they're a professional athlete or something. That's crazy too. The games blew our parents away. Same as us in the 80s and 90s. You know what? You're right. You're right. Yeah, I can't imagine we're in my dad's position, like when we first started playing games and stuff, like because he kind of went crazy too with it, with the computer, when the computer was first out, you know, and you're still waiting for the dial-up connection, bing, bang, bing, bang. Like he's still playing video games back then, and I don't know how they got through it, because that shit sucked.
Yeah, the first time I ever saw a video
pro
game
gamers who just.
Oh, sorry.
I was just reading this comment. Go ahead.
The first time I ever saw a video game that wasn't just a pixelated character of some sorts, where it actually, like Duke and all those PC games where it first came out, where they started to actually look like people, I was blown away. And when I look at these games I'm downloading now I'm just like, I can't believe this looks like a Hollywood movie that I'm playing right now.
And they do, man. I don't even like those games. Some of those games, you're being put through a story where you got to watch these like cinematics. Anyway, we're getting off topic, but that's also, I mean, that is part of the content too, because now there's all these, basically a movie being filmed for video games. Video games a lot of times, they have like whatever those like sensors are around them for green screens and things to make.
Well, they've turned into VR now, so that's content. You know, it's virtual reality. I mean, and unfortunately, some people are stuck there permanently. You know, I've recently seen programs on these addictions that people, they don't know how to live outside of the virtual reality world anymore. They're sitting there 24/7 with this headset and doing everything inside the world instead of doing everything out here, you know.
Ricky says my initials were in a local commercial for a game I had top score in. That's funny. I actually was on the radio once for some award I won. I got to say something. I don't know what I even said. It was probably blah, blah, blah. I was a little kid. But like, I honestly think we need to distinguish this though, because tonight's topic was mostly about when like regular average people took it upon themselves to try to start influencing and becoming creators and doing that. Now, you could argue that a lot of people who are in the film industry were doing that themselves. Like they wanted to first, they were doing these home projects and stuff, and then they get into the industry. And have you guys ever heard of the story? It was on, I think it was on 60 Minutes. It was like it was like the Wolf Boys, the Wolf Pack or something. These did you hear about, about this, Jason? The boys who were not allowed to leave their apartment. I believe it was in New York City or something. I have to look it up to be specific, but I know this. I know the meat and potatoes. Their dad did not allow them to leave the apartment. He was from another country, and he was scared that for their safety, and he was very paranoid. He would leave to go to work, but the mother and the kids were not allowed to go anywhere, not even to school. And so these kids, only thing that they had to go to the outside was movies. They were allowed movies, and like hundreds of movies, and they ended up filming their own movies, and they started reenacting and filming all their own movies, and they ended up getting a gig after all this story came out and everything, and they ended up, like, their talent was shown, and they were doing all this just for themselves. They were content creating for themselves, just to goof. And that's, I think, where it started with the home videos, right? The home vacation videos and stuff like that. And that's where we started. We had them. And I think when America's Funniest Videos came out, I bet you at first you didn't necessarily need a whole lot of people going, oh, I'm going to go make this video to make $1 million, because people had hundreds of hours of sitting around vacation films at home that they probably went through. And we could probably look at that actually a little bit, the history of America's Funniest Home Videos, because that was kind of the way that it stepped off as far as live or video creators.
Right. I'll be right back.
Sure. Guys, if anybody wants to come up, feel free. We know this is kind of a relaxed topic tonight, but it's also something that's near and dear to our hearts, because it's something we're working on. We're in the midst of. I still feel like I'm nowhere, but you guys make me feel like that's not true. Like all of you right here, that's hanging out. I mean, we know that there's something. We know we have something with this arrangement. All of us are getting better with our own individual journeys into this thing that we're talking about, but at the same time, this show itself is its own beast. So, hi Val. They weren't allowed any socializing. Oh yeah, they weren't allowed anything. Yep. They were just allowed movies. That's it. Yes, they were allowed. There was a lot of kids. I can't remember. Was there 14 of them, or were they 5? Was there 5?
There was a bunch. So I don't know off the top of my head.
It's at least 5, but let's see. When did America's Funniest Home Videos come out?
Oh, back in the 80s. It was probably 85, my guess, just to be safe, somewhere in the middle.
Okay, that's anyone else want to guess before I say it?
I'm saying 88.
Okay, that might be better.
88. Okay. 7 or 8, Val says. Okay. Oh, that was how many kids. Okay. 89, Seymour says. 88, Melanie. 84, Valerie. Wow. Okay. It was actually, where's my drum roll? I got it somewhere in here.
It'll be in the 90s or something. Watch.
It was Seymour was actually right. It's
89,
guys. Yep, 89. Yeah. Put my drum roll in here to. It might be too loud anyway. Anyway, but yeah, that's interesting because it says the show debuted on November 26th, 1989, as an hour-long special produced by Vin Di Bona.
Vin Di Bona?
Vin Di Bona. I'm not sure. And Steve Pasquet with actor-comedian Bob Saget back in 1989, guys. He was doing that while doing Full House.
Yeah.
That man was raw, though. You don't know. I mean, if you haven't seen the raw side of Bob Saget,
why did they pick him for that, man? Like, why would they pick him?
Try to find it.
Like for that and for Full House, either
it was his persona. It was his character that he played. It was his acting character. I mean, that's a true fucking man that can put on characters and all of that. He was brilliant.
Nice.
Is it still running in 2023? It says season 33 aired from October 2nd, 2022 to May 21, 2023. It was announced on May 13th, 2022. This season, they must have misspelled it. Sees an increase in the weekly prize amounts. Okay, so they're bumping it up. I thought it was going to say it was ending, but let's see. The first place amount was doubled to 20,000. Second place was 6,000, and third place to 4,000. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alfonso from Will Smith. He hosts it now.
Oh yeah, Alfonso Ribeiro.
Really?
Yeah, he hosts it now.
Carlton?
Yeah.
Carlton does it.
That's where I learned to dance, you know?
Yeah.
The Fresh Prince.
I actually never learned to dance. Bob Safer Show.
Yep. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Two-Face. Yeah, he would have been a good Two-Face.
Oh yeah.
That was a good show. Yeah. Fresh Prince was definitely a good show.
Now we have this inverse happening though, where a whole bunch of people who were in the biz in the professional world are now doing their own personal podcasts. A whole bunch of them. It's been going on for a few years, obviously, but something that blew me away like a couple months ago. The guys from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia do their own podcast. I'm sure. Who knows if it's like backed by the network or whatever. I don't know. I can't give you that answer, but it seems like their own little thing that they're doing. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like people like Tom Green. Tom Green had his own show on MTV for a short time. They took a chance on him, and he was crazy, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And now he's out doing his own podcast.
Well,
Joe
look
Rogan
at Jackass.
Is another one that used to do stuff in Hollywood, but then did his own thing. Jackass. Jackass was the start. When was the first Jackass? That was just after Tom Green was doing his like outlandish stuff.
Yeah.
But that was still in the 90s though. Jackass was definitely content creating with the intent to get that like you said, the people who like the controversy or the people who want to see you get hurt or get like the craziness happening. That's the audience they were trying to go after.
Well, and now,
yeah, Dan says he met Tom Green in person. I know of a couple people that have told me they met Tom Green, and they say he's just as hilarious in person as he is on the stage.
Dan says he's an idiot.
You know that watching people get hurt, that new show Wipeout, or TV show Wipeout, where they got to run through the obstacle course or whatever, and people love that show. Huh, Smashley?
Yeah, that looks like that would hurt. Hi, Ashley. How you doing? He got booed off the stage where he met him, Dan said.
Yeah, that's what ended up happening. Radio ended up turning into podcasts.
Yeah.
That's basically what.
Well, even MTV turned into not music anymore. Our music stations that were originally for music, you don't even see. I mean, even the country music channel is not for country music anymore. BET is not for rap music and all of that anymore. They actually have TV programs and everything on it. So turned into content.
Yeah.
American Gladiators, nice.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Like everything people do is content. Like you can go
Yeah,
out there and
it is crazy. If it's recorded, I guess it's content, right?
You can search anything. No, what I mean is like every there's not another word I can use. Everything people can do that you can imagine is now somewhere on the internet as content.
Yeah.
Good, bad, ugly, disgusting, all of it is somewhere as there's a following for it somewhere. That's crazy. Crazy. I bet you there's a group of people somewhere out there that watch people clip their fingernails. And it's probably some sort of satisfaction to them. You have the ASMR people. ASMR is just insane, man. Like there was this a lady playing it on Rumble, and I was typing in the comments. I was like, yeah, so I guess you're not going to respond to comments on this one because, like she can't talk outside of the noises that she's making and the clickety clicks that she's doing and stuff. Just gets very weird.
Well, my question is here to you, Waylon. Why did somebody watching people clip their fingernails and toenails the first thing that came to your mind?
I was trying to think of something that was kind of weird and gross,
and
also not sexual because we can't. Listen, we have friends in the chat. We can't always keep going to feet. We can't go to feet every time. So
feet pay. Feet pay.
Feet do pay. You're right. Feet.
I'm telling you. I seen somebody smashing fucking grapes the other day, and speaking of the joke of the day, that's funny today. But anyways, somebody that was smashing grapes the other day with their feet, and she was like, "I get paid $1,500 per photo." Smashing grapes, looking at like for real.
Hey man, depends
you
on
gotta
your
have
feet,
the
I guess, right?
You gotta have the right hookup for that kind of thing. You better
have some fucking like I don't know.
You just got to know the right person that you can sell the photos to.
Well, what about? Never mind.
You're just going down a real hole there. I searched
the wrong spot.
Person.
Who's knocking?
I searched. Make him wave first, so he's not. We know he's not going to show us his penis.
It's Ricky.
Good night, Heather. Love your face.
Good night, Heather. Thank you for hanging out.
What's up, Ricky?
What's up,
Ricky? Look, this actually makes us a little bit bigger. Watch. From this to this. This to this.
It takes the gap out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fall into the gap. Fall into the gap. So let me read this. The first person to do, and that's, my exact search was first live streamer. And it says the first person to do live casting because remember, live streaming is mostly the people, like you said, Jason, like our whole lives are on there and stuff. That's a different thing than making a podcast, hosting a show. That's a different thing. And so they're calling it live casting, i.e. stream continuous live first-person video from a wearable camera was Steve Mann. Does anyone out there know Steve Mann?
No.
It's not Sir Steve Mann.
That would be really weird. Got killed by the bears, right?
It says whose experiments with wearable computing and streaming video in the early 1980s led to a wearable wireless webcam.
Wow.
In the 1980s, holy cow!
No shit. That's
Yeah, I didn't think about that with what was it, Irwin? Or was Steve Irwin? He was a huge content creator, but then an influencer also. He wanted to influence people about nature and about wildlife and how to preserve it and how to protect it. But the content that he created underwater and with all the animals and all of that shit, amazing.
And he did something that I love. Hi, Valerie. He did something that I love and I still love. He did it different. He did everything his own way. Steve Irwin did everything he did his way. He didn't follow an Animal Planet, like this is what we do. Like he walked up on a 12-foot alligator and patted him on his butt. It was like, look at this beauty. Like it wasn't like this is like, you're not in the shot with the animal. Every time you see an animal playing a show, it would be just the animal. And he's like walking up on these things and like innovating at the same time that he's doing it himself too.
Nice. Yep, that content was amazing. Actually, I forgot about all of that.
Well, I was saying, do you remember that guy that like lived with the bears and ended up getting killed by one? Like they didn't show the footage, but there's footage because he was wearing a camera when that bear killed him. He was like trying to like immerse himself amongst these bears, these grizzlies or whatever, grizzly man, I think it was. He was trying to immerse himself amongst these grizzlies, and he thought that he was part of them. And then one got hungry, and then he wasn't part of them anymore.
Yeah, he became part of them, all right.
Yeah, he sure became
part of the other bear. Yeah, a big pile of bear shit at some point.
But that was, I'm pretty sure that was all like footage on his. He was wearing a GoPro, for lack of a better terms, but a body cam.
That's what this other guy.
Hi, Charlene.
Got them to create basically by his own experiments with a wearable device.
Yeah.
Fascinating history of live streaming. Restream blog.
Yeah, I was saying, I don't know if you saw it in the comments, but when we were kids, like my brother and my cousins and me, like we had like a whole backyard wrestling like syndicate and shit. We had kids from other neighborhoods coming to my grandmother's backyard to backyard wrestling. We had pyro, we had entrances, we had costumes, we had ropes. Like we built a wrestling ring.
And nobody broke any bones.
We videotaped it and we watched it.
Any broken
You were
bones?
talking about this before, but nobody broke a nose or anything. That would have stopped it. I would think.
No, I mean, so my grandmother was cool as shit. She was like, people complained and they were like, my grandmother was like, they're not out like breaking into cars and shit, leave them the hell alone. Now, like, we were kids. We messed up the moves. Like, Beans went to suplex me off a ladder through a Little Tykes table and we slipped and we both fell and missed the table and we hurt ourselves and stuff. Like, but nobody could we'd get hurt and we would just be like, well, that's part of this. Nobody like went home and complained to their moms or anything. Like we were teenagers, so
yeah,
it was part of the course.
You knew you'd screw it all up if you guys went complaining about getting bumps and bruises. Yeah,
and we all knew that, and it was cool because it was just us, and then a couple kids that did it somewhere else came, and then all of a sudden the back alleyways filled with kids watching us. And like I get done wrestling my brother, I go down to the basement, put on this costume for another wrestler, come back up, still hurting from like my brother messing something up earlier. Now I'm wrestling in a costume 10 seconds later. But we used to do that, and we literally only did it for us. We never thought anybody would ever see it.
I think that's where it would have changed is if you were like 10 years later or 20 years later, you would have been recording that. Absolutely, it would have been on your Facebook page immediately.
You'd have been rolling that beautiful bean footage, as they say.
Mm-hmm. Now, content.
So do you remember Bum Wars?
Yeah.
Remember? So that was a huge one, a big controversy too.
Girls Gone Wild.
Oh Jesus, Joe Rogan. There you go again.
I know somebody that was a cameraman for Girls Gone Wild.
Oh, hey-o. Get him on here. Talk about some content creating.
Yeah.
Well, Jackass started with CKY. Them guys were just doing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, they got big from it, but they didn't get big at first. They were doing it and then put it out there and people liked it. So.
Yeah. I'm smoking this Brooklyn Boys watermelon slush, guys, in case you're interested.
Nice.
We're not. Is Wayne letting the cat out of the bag? Wayne, were you on the film crew back in the? Kateri.
Brooklyn Boys is definitely some of the finest. Got 17 people still hanging out, guys. 38 reactions. If you haven't hit that reaction button, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I do appreciate it. If anybody wants to come up and give their opinion, go right ahead, or experience. So Diz, you're probably the newest content creator. Now, I want to differentiate. Like creating content could be like you wrote a book in 1701. But we're talking about, I guess, doing it within this whole new world of internet, and you now are creating, not only going live and hanging out, but you're also doing the editing and developing and stuff. Now, it's funny because from the audience perspective, it's missed a lot of times. Like, they don't, like, you might be funny as hell on a regular live stream, and you might do awesome like production work, but the time it took to do that doesn't necessarily translate to the audience.
Yeah.
And we also take that for granted in movies and stuff too, you know, and all the
Yeah, it's a
content.
full-time job. That's why I don't ever say music sucks or a movie sucks, because like it might not be a cup of tea, but people love B movies and people love different songs for different reasons. It's like you're putting yourself out there, you're putting everything into something, especially the not just clicking go live and asking what everybody's smoking on, things like this and things like where you have production value.
Well, that's where they start.
Are you smarter? You know, I mean, one category could take me 4 or 5 hours if it's visual, and stuff like that. So I was always aware of that, but more aware of it now. When it's like, when you say you dismiss something, it's kind of not fair to do.
Right, but at the same time, we have to, as the creators, we have to be okay with that, because it's basically our art.
Yeah, of course.
By making it, and then if people like it, that's great. But like, I'm not, when I make stuff, it's like what I think it seems to fit the situation I need it for. Like tonight's little video I made, just kind of quickly put together some depictions of what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can't. I got to be careful. Like that one day, I was joking around, but I've actually seen live streams where this dude had like 500 people watching him, but man, he was like smearing something white on this side, and he was, what else? What do you want to do? He like eating something, doing this other. What do you want me to put in my mouth? I'll go get it. And he's just like, he just kept getting like more and more insane.
Yeah.
And like, that's what I fear when it comes to what we pump up in the algorithm and what we see. You know?
I was just talking to Beans about it. Is I'm always aware with everything about, I don't want to be too used car salesman-y. I don't really want to, like, if it's not in my character to do something, I don't really want to do it, because I'm not going to be able to do it authentically.
Joe's still waiting for a phone call from Zuckerberg.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's even here with people in the boxes. I'll look at a couple things. I'll make a couple cliff notes, you know, whatnot. But I would rather sit here and talk about it in person than research it and go over this whole script of what we're going to do and this and that. And, you know, it's just, let's do it on the spot. Yeah, look up a couple things and all that, but I need it to be genuine. I need it to feel genuine. And a lot of people that are in the 42710 family, you know, we have a couple sessions during the day, and it's for specific reasons. You know, we don't know exactly what we're going to talk about, but somebody's going to come up and need some type of topic or some type of conversation right then, you know, whether they're having a horrible day because of this, that, or the other, whether they just need to have a conversation, you know, so that's what it's there for.
Yeah,
that's what this is there for. The topic is basically for us to get our minds off of whatever else, and let's concentrate on something that we maybe all have some experience with. You guys, at least being the audience, if not being on the screen, a lot of you've been on screen. So many, almost, shoot, I can't even see anyone as I scroll up that hasn't. Holy cow!
Right.
That's kind of funny, but that's what I mean. Like, so we're all kind of on the screens now, and the advent of the video phone, right? Who out there would rather be on the video phone now than the regular phone?
I would.
I wouldn't.
No, you don't.
I go back and forth. It depends on the situation.
Yeah, but I like to see the reaction.
I still have a problem. Like before Are You Smarter and stuff, I have a problem clicking the button to go live because I don't know what it is about it. I hate myself being up there and being like, I don't know what it is. Like there have been times where I've said something and somebody's taken it really the wrong way, and it really bothered me for a while. That like being up here, and sometimes you get a little loose with your words and you're talking to friends and stuff, and then something you say could get misconstrued. It really messes with somebody negatively. So I think about that every time I'm about to click go live, because it's like it could happen anytime. But also there's the times when I'm like, you get done and you're like, what? Like, I want to go live for 2 more hours, because it was so like one of those that you don't get all the time. So I just have trouble with it though, because being misconstrued, especially when you go for the joke all the time. Like, I'm always a go for the joke guy. So I still have trouble with it. So sometimes I'd rather talking on the phone. It's a little different. It's kind of like more formal. So I'd rather do that most times, unless it's with my brother, or like with you guys. I would do it when we're talking, like with the 420 stuff. When we were talking, it's easy with you guys, because you guys are.
You're used to doing that with us on the phone. Yeah.
Sometimes you never know who's watching, and you never know what, So
they might think you're talking about their kids.
Or you say something that's like profane or whatever, and they're near their kids. Yeah, but you have that same thing with speakerphone, and that's not your option as far as that goes. It's the other person's.
Yeah.
But like so, sort of let's think of the early beginnings before we were filming ourselves, and people could go on a local like game show, or you could get on TV, you could get on the news, right? That's still somewhat of a big thing. We're like, hey, I was on the news, Ricky said that earlier about how your initials were on the news.
Yeah.
I remember getting this other award where I was like in the mall. I remember them filming it, and at the time I hadn't had a haircut in a long time. I was wearing a hat all the time. I was like a youngster, just wearing a hat always. But then they had to take the hat off to put this award on me. It was just some dumb award about like improved, I don't know, student or something. I can't remember what the whole title was, but I was just like, I gotta take my hat off. I had broken my collarbone, so I had a freaking sling, and yeah, it was embarrassing. But I knew they were recording that for the news. It's like, oh crap.
Dude, Beans was in the newspaper the one time, because they just needed like a feel-good thing in the paper, and him and 2 friends were on the bleachers reading a book, and they didn't realize the fucking book was upside down. So they get in the paper and they're reading a book. I'm like, bro, that book is upside down, stupid. So they're in the paper forever reading a book upside down, trying to look authentic. Dude, and it was like a math book. Like the dude was like, oh, open this book and act like you're all focused in on it, and there's a math book and it's upside down.
They had a centerfold spread open in the book, and he turned it over because he was just trying to get a different angle.
Funny as hell. But that shit, back in the day, that shit got you credit for like months. Yeah, I was in the paper. Check this out.
Well, you had public broadcasting too, which is I think where Tom Green came from. It's where like the whole concept for Wayne's World came from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Wayne's World was based off of a true story in the beginning. Probably not. I doubt it.
It was a skit, probably.
Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah, it was Mike Myers.
Right, I knew that, but I wonder, like, because there are shows like that. There's the public access like shows, 100%.
I think that's what it was based on. The guy in his mom's basement. This is the rock songs of the week back in the 80s or whatever,
Right.
Because you can still see it now. Like anybody can really have a public access show.
Yeah.
Now and
I don't know why you would now, because
I don't know either. But
international access show right here on the phone or computer.
I think back then though it was like, like Tracy Ullman did The Simpsons on this little thing, and then The Simpsons became The Simpsons, and I think that's what everybody wanted.
That's just predatory from the networks to go and find talent that they can exploit.
But I think that's what everybody wanted. They wanted to be the talent that was exploited. So
yeah. Give me a deal, Harvey Weinstein. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
This is like Team America, where they're like, "Is this the part where you tell me I have to blow you, or I won't get the big Hollywood part?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "No,
suck my cock." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you're just kidding." Like, nope.
You got females up there.
Yeah. Let's not say that we can do it with a little tact.
My bad. That's what he said in the movie, though.
It's okay. Well, I know. I know. We have to self-censor on these platforms these days.
See what
Not
I mean?
on Rumble, though. If you're over on Rumble, there's no self-censoring happening over there.
Not at all there.
Y'all hit that Rumble button.
That's right. If you wanted it raw and uncut from Ricky Hot Jr.
The after show, go check out the after show. It'll be
hit the Rumble button.
I feel like I did like the picture of me going like this every time I say something stupid, and just like bring it up and back like the Batman symbol back in the '60s.
Yeah, like with and add it to the soundboard in a way that it pops up as soon as I. But all right.
So one thing with content creating, real quick before I have to take off, we just us four on the screen, I guarantee you, have spent thousands of dollars of our own money combined with the four of us. You know I've spent thousands of my own, but combined with all of us on props, on equipment, on lighting, stuff like that, background, stuff to make our content or our influencing better. It's not cheap. The life of a content creator, and Waylon, if you didn't have other means of financing, a check coming in every week or whatever because of whatnot, or if we didn't have other means, we broke as fuck, poor as hell.
Yeah, like my disability pays for
we all still have
bills, but not
right
the extra that I've been doing all this.
So it's not cheap to be a content creator. People think, oh, everybody can do this, or I can do this, I can do that. There's investments that need to be made, the personality investments. And like Waylon was just saying that, we have to censor ourselves. There's certain things we can say in a private group on Facebook. There's certain things we can say on a public profile, because God forbid we say something on here and the host or us get reported for being racist or being sexist or doing this or doing that because somebody misconstrued what we said,
Or
just
being disliked. When you're in the public, some people just dislike you.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
No matter what it is, they peg you as somebody that they think you are, and then they just decide.
They might even call you a pegger. That happened to me recently.
Hey, watch it.
Like up here, I'm turned on. It's like when I'm not on camera, I'm very like quiet and
me. Sorry,
I don't not turned on that way. You're gonna.
I
was called one, Steve-O, not you.
Oh, okay. So now I see what actually happened here. So I'm glad I ducked out of that one.
Yeah, no, not you. Sorry, Diz.
No, it's all right. We're just like amped up versions of ourselves, and sometimes, I don't know. I
get energy off of it. I feed off of it for sure. Like the dopamine, might be fake dopamine or whatever, but it is real to the effect.
It's real.
Like it makes me like I'm not really hungry while I'm live. I know that not everyone's that way, but like I also am more awake. Like but then there are times when I'll be sitting here like, okay, that was my third yawn. I think it's time to go. Like, all right. I know there's a bunch of people here still, but there it does come to you still and hit you, but I mean it's a lot less what's the word? Tiring than other things because you have all this energy that you're feeding off of. When you're by yourself working, it's like, I gotta do something,
Yeah.
And
like
it's
that?
You get rewarded for what you put into it most of the time too.
Yeah, and we're all fairly still new. I mean, Jason has the most experience of all of us, but I was hoping. I think this is a good first visit of the topic because I'd love to revisit this one day when we can get somebody on that none of us even know. That's just up there, hundreds of thousands or something. Somebody awesome like that would be cool to come on a show like this.
What about, I don't want to call anybody out. I know, didn't Kim have like a career in radio and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should get Kim on.
Which is content creating. I mean, that's where I, before podcasts and stuff, I used to listen to morning radio and stuff. And that was like, I loved it because I created my own visions on their words and stuff,
She's got 45 years in the business, I guess, altogether.
Well,
with her activism and everything, I guess.
Ripping a dab as well, Michelle. All right. Well, I was gonna hit Gil one more time, and then I'll hit a dab with you. Okay. Guys, if you, I'm not sure where everyone's at. Let me look real quick. 10 on my page and 5 on GrowFam. What's up, GrowFamers? If you guys haven't yet, go follow us. Go follow Steve-O, Jason, Diz. Go check out all of our awesome people that come in on the show. I appreciate anyone to come up because it's not always easy to share with us. I mean, you might feel like you have nothing to share, but that's what we want. Is we want your personal experience of what you've gone through. And if you're somebody out there that's never been live, then I want to hear from you too. Like, what makes you watch us or watch the smaller lives? Is it because you can comment and we will read that, we'll be able to see the comment, versus a live where there's, so many people there that you're just never going to be able to interact with the host? Like, I think there's that difference too in the viewers.
Oh,
some
definitely.
There's some
the
people
personal interaction is huge. I mean, you look at our the people that we have in here right now. I guarantee you said there's like 16 people here. At least 10 of them, we know something about their family, about their children, about their moms, dads. It's that personal connection that we have been able to build with the people that watch us, the people that support us. It's not, they're not just throwing us money in a number. You're not a number, you're a name, you're a person.
I had friends for 30 years that I wasn't as close to as I'm close to some of these people now, like including Steve-O and Waylon. We talk freely all the time. Like, I make things for them to help them. They come help me when I need help with some things. And it's like Steve-O just donated a bowl for my waffle when I waffled off my my pot leaf that I made. So it's like, I've had friends that would never, like, they wouldn't buy you a drink when you were out, it's not about buying. It's just about the give and take of, you form camaraderies. I urge a lot of people, whenever they talk about, like, go live, dude. It don't matter if you have 0 or 1. Like, I can tell you, I don't want to speak for anybody, but I know Wayne, when he was going live and keeping it green, would have 1 or 2, and he was happy to get 3 or 4. Now he's like humming along, you know what I mean? And he just kept doing it. And it was that 1 person and that 2 people is enough, because you just have, somebody paying attention to listen to you and maybe interacting with you. I'm a guy who, I sit at home alone a lot. Like, I got 4 kids and they're in school. And when they're in school, my wife's at work and I'm alone, So this, whether it be, creating stuff for this or talking to somebody, because somebody's always around too. There's somebody around between 9 and 12 in the morning, 9 in the morning and noon. And then there's somebody around between noon and 4. And then there's somebody around that time. So you're never really alone. And then if you immerse yourself and become part of this community, it's more than just like, hey, look at me, I'm on screen, I'm good in the comments half the time,
Right. You got to have a goal. Like, if you don't have a goal and you just start to chase the dopamine and the likes and the fake attention, sometimes that's where I think a lot of our youngsters and even people of any age really can get sucked into the negative aspect of it. What's your goal? I don't know. I just need to make a few bucks.
Yeah.
Well, come on now. Like, that's like, if you start to go down that path, that's not the best way to go. I mean, you can make, like, I could go get a job somewhere and make a lot more money than I do doing this.
Right.
It's not for my.
I don't make a single penny off of it. I
can see it getting there, but that's not the point,
I don't ask for any money. I don't have that. I don't have the following for that or anything. That's not what I did it for. I did it because I knew I needed the connection with people, and I felt with my knowledge and everything that I knew, I could influence and help people with the proper influence, with a true influence. Not, I used to do every Sunday was a new piece. I would go to the dispo or glass shop or whatever, and buy a new bong, new smoking device. And I would tell you the honest opinion. If it's a great device for your smoking needs, yep, I'm going to tell you. If it wasn't, I'm going to let you know. But I didn't make any money off of that. Yeah, I did have affiliation programs for a small period of time, but I wasn't pushing them. This was just to have the connection and let people know how it needed to be the norm.
Well, networking can be the goal. Networking can be its own goal, right? Like networking, you like you're a people person. You want to meet more awesome people. There you go. That's how you do it. What is?
It's human nature to want to grow too. So you're going to do those things. You're going to put feelers out there to grow for whatever reason it is. It's not necessarily for, like, when I do, like, you know, my silly little trivia show that I do, like, I have all my categories written down that were good and that did bad and that I could expand upon and all that because I want to, like, enhance that experience. Much like I'm sure, Waylon, you do the same thing with all your shows during the week. You try to add this and add that, see what works. And
yeah, I'm mostly in my head though. I wish I wrote more things down, but when I write stuff down, I miss something, and it's like
it's human nature to want to grow something for whatever reason, not necessarily to like be a mogul. It's more to make that thing because you put so much time and effort into it.
Fight or flight, though. I mean, some people might decide, oh, it's I've lost too much, I've failed too many times during this, I'm gonna quit. A lot of people quit doing this. A lot of people jump into this thinking. We had people, no offense to any of them, I'm still on good terms with all of them, but we had people for this show that were very early on jumping in thinking, yes, I'm all for it. And then you just could never be nailed down. Look at Jason. He's out working, and he's still going to pop in and make sure he catches piece of the show as a co-host. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to have, 8 or 9 co-hosts that all do their own thing throughout the week and then get a chance to relax and just talk about a topic openly about what between friends, and then get somebody from the audience up and every now and then let them.
Well, and a lot of you guys know, how many hours have I spent on this show in the car?
Oh, man.
Because I didn't have internet connection or this and that. Yeah. I support this show 150%. It's what you're doing, Waylon, with this and the connection that we've been able to build with people in the boxes, the camaraderie, the stories that we've heard, the experiences, the amount, my opinion on things have been changed. I have learned so much in the 40, what do we have, 43, 41, 40?
45 today.
45 today. Holy shit. 45 weeks, guys. 45 weeks. There's 52 weeks in a year.
And we've skipped a couple weeks, so I think we're getting close to that year, yeah.
Wow. Bravo. Bravo. And everybody in the comments that have supported us this whole way, that have helped, even the stars and just the being here in the comments, that support means so much to each and every one of us.
Dan's come up and tell us about it. He's talking about his second podcast. Come up and tell us about it. Cat's in the comments. Come up and talk to us about, when you Cat has to have a good story of like the first time she decided to go live.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, you said earlier something. I was like,
oh, wow, she said it. Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't
see. No, I'm just Kat saying that she's probably not going to come up tonight. It's all good. It's okay, Kat. We love you. Bye.
You said that you're live like 7 days a week now, and I was thinking about that, and it's like, especially when it's scheduled, it's hard. Like, because there's probably things you give up to do it. Because I know the week we did Contact High and I interviewed Colt Montgomery, I was literally in the middle of moving. I had that moving truck for 7 more hours, and I was doing it by myself. And I did a load. Beans was like, dude, it's almost 8. Stop moving. Sat down, interviewed Colt. Soon as I was like, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Unclicked it, stood up, started packing the truck back up and moving again.
Oh, so damn.
There's a lot of things you work around to get things like that done too.
Oh, sure. And on some days I'm on a couple different podcasts, but I do it to take up the time where I'm alone and lonely. My wife goes to work in the afternoon and works the evening shift, and I'm lonely, man. I spent a year and a half laying in a hospital bed in my living room, and this saved me. This brought me out of my shell. It made me talk to people. I was a grumpy motherfucker. I'm telling you.
You know what else you found?
You, buddy.
No. You found out that you had something. You had something that you could provide people.
Yeah.
You had something of value to put out in the world
that I didn't even know about, and that was the thing.
You got knowledge. You have things in that, and those things I've seen make you come out of your shell more and be more comfortable with yourself.
Thanks.
And I think you have had nothing but positive momentum, and I think you're doing great.
Well,
So
I said to you, Steve, I didn't, unfortunately I wasn't able to make it for the 420 show. I had a personal thing come up, but I watched you on the thing. I said that you were absolutely pivotal because you were like, your presence there was like perfect. When you said something, it was something necessary, and it wasn't like forced or anything. Your presence and Michael's presence, I said, you and Michael up there were like, it was without it, I don't think it would have been as good of a show by a long shot. So,
well, thanks, man. I did my best, and Waylon was good at throwing it to me and stuff, and we were bouncing back and forth. Waylon and I do real well when we're in person. It just seems like I don't know. I feel like I'm just sitting with a buddy that I've been with for 20 years and can get high with and just talk to it, or I'm sorry, medicate with, and just talk with it. We just crack up. I mean, I don't know, just have a better time. So thanks for that. I'm glad you noticed. Thanks.
Yeah, this helped me reconnect with my brother, because my brother and I were like, you couldn't say one of our names without the other one. It was Ricky and Justin all the time. So he moved to Florida. I didn't have him anymore, and then I did all of a sudden, So that alone, me and him get in the same room, it's silliness and stuff, and it allowed me to be that silly person again.
Well, thanks, Joe, for saying that too. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Fucking ass. But I do got to get out of here, guys. Yeah, right when I start talking. But the motorcycles are just nuts right out here right now. It's a beautiful night, though. So, but I got to get out here and start working, guys. Appreciate everybody in the comments, those of you on screen. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Love you guys' faces. So, like I said, all you content creators, all you influencers, everybody, y'all are doing amazing. Amazing. Some days are harder than others. Keep your head up. Try not to worry about the numbers. Try not to worry about the numbers. Remember, Facebook numbers can be fake, and numbers don't mean anything. It's the connection that we make with these people that support us. That's what means it. That's why we originally started doing the content creating. That's why we originally started doing influencing. We did it to make a difference in somebody's life. We did it because we need to be here. Michelle, right here, I look forward to Waylon and Steve-O every day, and for that, I thank you both. Look, that's somebody that just needs you guys to sit there, just to listen to talk to be with, that you influence them to be a better person. You inform them, you send them knowledge, that's why we originally did this, guys. Try to get away from the numbers. Those of you in the comments that are wondering how it happens, I mean, you guys on screen, you know I was going live 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day, 3 years straight, didn't stop. Every single day. It didn't, no matter if I was crying on screen, if I was happy, if I was sad, what was going on in my life. The days of funeral, I was still going live. My ex-father-in-law passed away, and you guys were live at the funeral with me. My life has been on live. That's what it has been. But if we can stay to where the emotional connection, the connection that we make with everybody, that's what's going to make it successful. It's not the numbers. It's really not. It's the connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. The connection makes it successful. So I love you guys. Have a great evening, everybody. I will see you all later.
Thanks,
brother. Brother.
We'll see you. Awesome.
Inspiring words right there, guys.
Well, and I had to make those decisions because I sort of got sucked into the live streaming world, which wasn't what I was doing. I was making a podcast, and that's where I had this whole vision for. I never envisioned doing live streams. What's up, Dan?
What's
your
up,
man?
Dan?
What's up, Keisha?
Keisha, how are you doing, Tiny?
Pretty good. As someone who's just here as you guys have made me feel like family, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many times where I've been just down in the dumps, and there's always been somebody to turn to. Always. You know, it doesn't matter what state you're in, where you are.
Well, he's talking to Jason. Sorry.
Crazy, but
well, thanks.
Like I said, I'm like, everyone's been like a rock for me, and I support everybody. I hope everyone succeeds.
Well, you're the same, Kasia. The support that you show me and Waylon is just immense, and you know we know that you're there for us just as well because you have been there for me. So thank
you. You are a peculiar situation as well, Kasia. You are a peculiar one. So, Kasia, I don't know. I guess you might have the same answer then as Jason. But what's your reasoning for hitting that button? Like I don't think you go live by yourself. Or like do you go live? Do you initiate the live?
I used to when I was doing like makeup streams and stuff.
That's right. Okay, so at that time you sort of had a reasoning for it.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, it just felt, I don't know.
It wasn't a big deal after that. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. Just everyone, like no one has ever made me feel like cute going on live, you know. There's always just been somebody that's been like, hey, how's it going? You know, like just scrolling through, found you.
I say it all the time too. I'm not even a stoner. I'm not a stoner at all.
Do you ever look at the other live streams, Diz? Do you ever just go to the live section on Facebook and see what's going on? I don't really much anymore, but
I do. But like the algorithm always sends me to other stoner ones because it's all like, you know, being with Fire in the Hole and stuff, and who I interact with, and they all have live streams and stuff. It's all ends up being stoner ones because I don't really like the video game ones because, like, I don't know. I think I'm too old for it. I can't watch someone else play a video game.
We're gonna experiment.
So you know, I've always liked long form conversation though, but this is the best place to do it in this community because everybody's willing to talk and stuff. So I end up in a lot of different. If you're gonna do it,
that's what pops up when I hit live, baby.
Oh
yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. That's going to pop up because that's what I clicked going to that event or whatever. So like you got people, let's see, personal college in Victoria, BC. Like there's some interesting ones. This one's got 9.2K. It's a political.
Oh wow.
You can see all of ours at the same time, kind of. I guess there's more than that.
I still listen to a lot of podcasts. So I pause them when one of you guys are live.
Yeah.
But I listen to a lot of them still too.
Yeah, I watch Tim Pool. If anybody's interested, he's kind of a good middle of the road news type of opinion type show. Mm-hmm. Look at this one. It's got 3.2 thousand people watching this video gamer live. You know, like if you just went off of that and you're like, all right, I just want to go find the biggest live streams to talk to those people, you know, for no reason other than that's the biggest live stream. Like that would be.
I don't like the ones with like 3.2 thousand because it doesn't feel like a conversation.
Right, but the one that I was talking about has like 13,000 watching it, or I have a few that I watch that are like that, or ones that I don't even look at the comments because I watch it after it's live, and it's like I turn my phones. That's what a lot of Rumblers are doing. They're not even looking at the comments.
I listen to podcasts for that, for like just if I respect somebody's opinion and they're listening to they're talking to somebody, and it's not necessarily comment driven, but when it's on Facebook, I kind of like. I think I'm particular the ones where like you can be. Whether you're not getting every comment read, but like you can kind of help along in the conversation or say your opinion and maybe somebody else will, you know.
Well, there's ways around it though. Like some of the big ones do the super chats. So if you pay $5, you'll probably get your chat read. Now I get it. That sucks a little bit, but it's like there's 13,000 people commenting. You need to do something to this. So if like you'll see people, you know, super chat with $50 or $100 and crazy shit like that. What's up, Rhino?
I mean, it's the same as like Patreon. Patreon, they offer come in and like I listen to a podcast called Are You Garbage, and you get a question read, if you're part of the Patreon, because it's the best way to.
Right. Now I'm going to do that with locals. Actually, I keep forgetting to do this. But I actually meant to do this. I was going to open locals up on a separate page and just make a post in my community, and then all my community members could be replying in that post and sort of start a chat thread.
Yeah.
On locals that would be like a exclusive chat thread, so that I would be sure to read their question versus someone that's not part of the communities. That would be how I could differentiate it in the future. So anyway, it's
not necessarily like a pay to comment. It's you guarantee it. Like it's so your comment might get read otherwise, but like support me, I support you type thing.
Valerie's right though. They also talk to each other in the comments, and that's what I like about having a family. That's what you go to any live stream that you see the Happy Hippies, Happy Hippie 365 or Gypsy Soul, either one of them going live, and boom, there's like a whole separate conversation happening in the comments. And so you got so many people going on, and they're all part of that family. And I love that because that's sort of a secondary way to keep everybody entertained. And you have mods too, and that also helps things. That when things get bigger, you get side mods and people that help the chat keep going and whatnot. Stephanie says these lives are a newer concept to me, but I really like most of the people in these forums, so I listen in and or participate. And when I get the chance, I've made several good friends through this. So connection with people again. With people.
It comes back to that every time.
Well, with COVID, people the only way I can connect is through the internet. And partially there are not to get into conspiracies. I know Dan doesn't like those, but there are thoughts as to that's part of the sort of the bad guys plan is to get us to not interact with each other as much, all kind of stay in our little cubicles, never have to go anywhere. The whole Ready Player One future where you just put on your VR goggles that you're sitting in your crappy apartment, and then you just can go off into the internet, and that's your new your new existence. And that's a sort of dystopian kind of future that you've seen play out a lot of times in Hollywood and stuff, and books and things like that. It's one theory as to like one thing that the whole what's it called, Hunger Games and things like that, the whole dystopian where there's elites and they basically just want you to stay in your little cubicle. And that's always been an issue. That's happened in places, actually in the world, like say where they may have welded you in, your doors shut during COVID. We won't go into that, but it's actually a thing. So I don't know, maybe there's a word for that, totalitarian. I don't know what the word is, but
dystopian.
Well, yeah, that's definitely
that's the
post-apocalyptic version of it.
Yeah.
But
this kind of opposes that because we speak.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
and we do get together.
This is our only way out. But it does still keep us in our holes, though. It keeps people who are less likely to go interact in person are more likely to be typing away in a chat room.
That's true.
And that sort of that plays to the strength of people who are introverted a lot, I think. But it also helps both, I think.
I'll say this, during COVID, I would talk on video games and that was it. And I used to be a very outgoing person, and that made me introverted. And then doing this kind of brought the extrovert back out of me. I can make dumb little jokes in a small crowd in a grocery store if I'm waiting in line or something. Easier
You're feeling more okay.
Being on camera and stuff, because I was only interacting through a headset, playing a video game, and with my kids and wife. And now this, it's like you lost that 2 years of that. You forget how to do it, basically. It's like a muscle. And then doing this, making the dumb little jokes, and I see it land, or making the joke in the comment, and two people do the laughing face. I'm like, we got an inside joke now,
You have your own numbers you're looking for. Okay, get a couple laughs. I know this.
If you make a joke in the comments and one person puts the laughing face, somebody got it. It wasn't a complete flop, But that helped me when I am in public not be the head down, get to where I'm going guy. I can make the dumb little jokes and be personable.
And that goes for the people who are on the screen, and I don't think that's everyone on screen, because there are some people out there who are very dry. I have a dry monotone voice. I try to make up for that in my humor, but my humor is also dry, so I don't know. There's not much wetness in there at all, you guys.
It comes across though.
Yeah, it comes and goes, I guess. But for the people who don't go live is where I was getting at. But just interact online, the posting within their friends list and talking to people and doing group chats and things. That can be a very quick and easy way for you to never want to interact with people in real life. So most of us like to go to events and things like, oh, hey, let's show off to our friends. Hey, we went, and that's a good reason to get out of the house. Like, hey, let's go out and interact in a big public place. And
when you do comment though in the same place a bunch, there are people that I've never seen on screen, and they could say something that 99% of people would take as rude. But I understand it's a joke, and I've only ever read the written word from them. I've never seen them in person, but I know based on they've been in these same lives, and I've seen how they've commented on things, and maybe it gets taken the wrong way sometimes. But when you see them enough, even that can be, you can understand their sensibility.
Yeah, our slang, the way we use slang and stuff.
I know who you're talking about.
Dan,
you called me bald. The same guy you're talking about.
the guy that Diz is saying was
that comes in here and
Steve-O.
He's joking around, but he's kind of rude. But I know he's joking around. He called me. You called me bald one time.
You mean Orpheus?
Yeah, if you call me bald, I'm bald. So.
Not talking about Orpheus, are you?
Yeah.
He's one of them.
He steps over the line sometimes, though. He stepped over the line with Kasia before. He stepped over the line a few times, but nothing like. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they.
I just mean when, like, if somebody makes a joke about me, like if I'm reading something on screen and my eyes are darting back and forth, and they make some dumb little joke about me looking like I'm a crazy person or something, that most people are like, dude, why do you just come in saying that shit? Like I'm that way. Like I guess it might be a northeast thing, because me and Beans, if you ever hear us interact with each other, it's usually talking shit to each other and then talking nice about each other when that person's gone. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So maybe it's just that. Maybe I get it because that's how I communicate with people. But when you see the same people and they come back, I guess that's what it is. When they come back, you kind of know that they're not going to come in every single time and be a dick every single time. They're not going to just continue to come in and berate you. There's a reason they're coming back. So
there's certain things too that you let step over the line in this area, but as long as they don't step over in this area,
Yeah.
Steve-O, you're back.
Yes.
Rose says, I want to do lives, but it freaks me out to do it by myself. I get nervous and forget to talk about important stuff. Rose, it happens to me every time, like without scripting. And this is why people script at least their intros and stuff like that. Where that way I can say it in a way that's quick and easy to understand by you guys, and I don't have to fumble, and I don't say, oh yeah, that's right, hit the like button too, guys. Or like, oh yeah, I forgot the date today. It's this. Steve-O helped me the other day with the episode number. I forgot to say the episode number, and actually, did I forget to say that tonight too? I might have forgot to say that tonight too, but it's in the title, so we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, Beans is so good with that stuff. And if you watch any intro to like an Are You Smarter Than I Do, I'm like and I'm trying to think
about
better
what with that over time
because I was so bad at it.
You get better with that. I cut them out more and more. But Dan?
I went a whole year between my podcasts. You know that until I met you, Waylon. I didn't do a whole podcast for a whole year.
I didn't know that. No, I thought it was a little bit. I thought it was like a month or two.
No, it was a whole year. I met you and Steve-O. I was like Rose. I was terrified, and I had actually I started my podcast because I had started doing mushrooms, and I felt like I had found something special. With I have bipolar, so I found like I had found something that could literally cure it. So I wanted to talk about it more. And my second episode, I literally like broke down, almost crying, and I had to sit there for a whole minute in complete silence and get my composure back. And that was my number one fear, was like just breaking down crying on.
Did you edit that out?
No, I didn't do it live then. I didn't have this like you guys have taught me how to use.
Well, yeah, but you recorded it, so did you edit?
Yeah.
So you weren't able to
it's
edit
still
it.
on there. I mean, it's my 54-minute about how I've used magic mushrooms, and I literally got emotional in the middle of it. So yeah, I understand what Rose means when you have that fear. And then I met you and Steve-O, and you helped me get over that fear by helping me find the equipment that made it, because I'm a perfectionist. And I wanted to look better and professional, and you guys showed me how to use the StreamYard. So it helped a lot.
Right on.
Yeah, and there are other apps out there too that I kind of keep my eye on a little bit. I thought about trying here and there, but
then you got my foot in the door, and once I kept doing it more, I got a lot more confident to where I am now.
StreamYard definitely makes it easy, for sure.
Yeah.
But if you want to be just like doing live streaming on just your phone, going from Facebook, is actually pretty. It's pretty effective because they actually pump those algorithm. The algorithm actually works much better for that. It doesn't work very good at all for a StreamYard. Like Steve and I went live to 5 different locations on Facebook, 2 of his, 2 of mine, and GrowFam. Like, you would think that would have been enough. Like, imagine on the phone if you were able to do that, like through Facebook alone. That you think that would have just blown the roof off of the place. Now we had 43 reactions. I'm not happy with that. I'm not worried about the numbers, but I'm just talking about the algorithm specifically. And so that's why I've been doing a few more live streams on my phone here and there, because it helps my page, it helps my numbers. But I hate that's why I look at other things. Like Diz is in Minds. You got to keep looking around at other stuff. Like, you can't just join everything and then just only work on that. But I keep my eye out there, guys. Like some people get upset with like a new another app, like Rumble or Locals, but that's a pretty normal thing now, man. Like, another app is going to be like, you have to download an app for your TV, you have to download an app for your your new microwave or whatever it is. Like, there's
your TV channel.
Yeah, like each one.
Discovery Plus, Paramount Plus, HBO Plus, like just those now you have to have an app for. So yeah, it's just the way of the world.
Rose? What do you mean by that? No, Rose, you're not a downside.
Rose, I've seen your lives, and I think she does good.
I still don't.
All of her art, showing all her work off.
Rose, I still don't go live alone, and I've been doing this for like a year and a half now, about as long as you have, Waylon, right? How long have you been? Like a year and a half.
June will be not live, but my show will be 2 years in June.
Yes, I've been a little less than that. We met right when I started, and I still don't go live alone out of whatever it is. Someone's always backstage on Are You Smarter or on Contact Eye or whatever, or I'll join somebody's live. But
you're a team player, part of the show, rather than trying to be the whatever the one that's getting the followers,
the lead or something.
The one with the numbers going up or whatever. But you're paying attention to it, and you're actually awesome as far as being supportive for being in for the whole show and Fire in the Hole in general. That's why I was excited about you in game night. I thought, okay, this is going to be something special. But you're a super busy guy, so you finding time at all just to even get the shows that you have now is all you can do. And that's what I encourage you to just continue trying to be consistent on the shows that you do. Guys, it killed me the other day on Mother's Day not doing game night. And game night is just for fun to like try to give back and have some fun. And it was a holiday, and so like it's clearly a day I should have just not had one. But even that day, I was like, maybe I'll squeeze one in. Because I try to be consistent. I want to make sure I do one every week or whatever. And that's not really realistic in the long run. Eventually, maybe I'll have like a pinch host or something.
Yeah, that's why
you don't want to oversaturate yourself.
Well, that's why I try to do things like the reels or like the openings. Like now we have like a 1 minute opening full of different small videos and stuff to contribute that way. because my schedule is so all over the place with 4 kids that sometimes in person is not always the way I can be there. So
right. Oh well, no, you're helping though for sure. Steve-O,
Yeah.
what were you saying?
Oh, I don't remember. Kelly just scared the shit out of me. She
Hi, Kelly.
Everybody says hi. Keisha's here
Kelly.
too.
Valerie says I could have Hobbies be the stand-in host.
Oh, dude, earlier.
I don't know about that.
Earlier, Hobbies, when Steve-O was talking,
Me
Hobbies
too.
was looking at the camera and looked so interested in what he was saying, and I was dying.
I mean,
like, however that face was contorted, like it looked like he was like.
I
was laughing so bad.
I still want to know who he is. Is he the guy from Rumble?
No, it's John Doe.
No, the guy.
It's not John.
Because I
It's John
recognize
Doe.
the voice.
No, it's not.
Have I ever been on a podcast with him? The real person?
You don't think so, Steven?
No, I
don't
know who he is.
I don't know.
I know who he is.
You know him in
All
real
right, guys,
life?
I'm gonna hop down.
Oh, okay. Bye, Keisha. Have a good
But
night.
thanks for having me.
Thank you for hanging out. Keisha, you've been on this show almost more than anyone except the hosts. So you're basically part of the show.
I should be.
Well,
Yeah.
if you could be here at 8 o'clock on Thursdays, sharp, then you could be a host. You could be one of the hosts. We got 8 spots for hosts. I've invited Dan to be a host. If you jump in as a host, and that'll give Dan the opening. Okay, I guess I'll jump in as well.
Chopping onions, I might have been too loud.
Co-hosts, fill them up. All right, have a good night,
All right.
Keisha. Thank
Bye.
you.
Good night.
But by the way, a tip is to freeze your onions before you cut them up. That works. You don't get tears. Just a good tip.
Oh, well, it probably makes it a little bit more solid too, easier to cut.
I actually have a huge issue when I cut onions that they nearly murder me. And tonight they didn't bother me at all because I froze them. But
I've also heard tomato juice, a little bit of tomato juice under the eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
makes
real.
Me feel alive.
I was ready to goggle up.
I just running, just going crazy. First time I tried to end everything, I was 14. Oh, goodness, Ronnie, coming in hot here.
Oh, wow.
14, and I have been dealing with it the best I can ever since with Dr. Meds. First, then my better half introduced me to the green. That's right, green meds, and as long as I have it, I can cope. When it's out, it's a struggle. Yeah, I know those days. Definitely, I'm glad I'm growing it, but at the same time, I also wish I could take a tolerance break here and there. Would be nice.
Not for nothing, too. A lot of the people in the community help a lot of people out that way too. I see so many people when somebody is uses it for medication and can't get it. Steve-O, again, you were just talking about it earlier. I keep talking about our conversation earlier, but you were talking about it earlier, helping a couple people out, Ray and whoever else. That's unique to this type of community too, is the it's not all for me mentality. Like mine,
is a little bit.
Most places are mine.
Rose says you can just rinse them.
Doesn't work for me though. Still get tears.
Interesting.
Yeah, thanks, Ricky. And before I don't have the chance, I wanted to thank you for all of the support that you've shown me. You make me graphics and things of that sort that really help me out and are funny. And you've given me some great ideas. You helped me work on the certified idea and everything. And I'll never forget that. I'll never take any credit away from any work that you do. And just wanted to tell you that. But getting along is the number one thing. Waylon has a saying that he says it's the rising tide lifts all ships, and that's a great metaphor. I think that the more that we can all work together, we can bring everybody up because we get all of our share armies together for all of our groups, and we just help each other. We can get our message out, whether it be the content we're creating or the influencing that we're doing, depending on how we're looking at it now. And, I think that there is a good, healthy balance and good relationships. And, the big thing is not to write somebody off over the silliest little thing. And I see that too often to where I love you, I love you, I love you. What'd you say? Oh no, I hate you now. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that. It just really upsets me. And
you never
I
know
think
what's
that
going on behind the scenes either.
we can do better, man. Yeah, that's true too. You
Like
don't
somebody
know the
could be
whole
going through
story.
something and it affects whatever they're doing negatively, and then people write them off, but not realizing that.
I like what Josh says.
Yeah.
He says if you drink kombucha tea, or am I saying that right? Kombachu? Kombaku?
I think
It's like an instant tolerance reset, huh? That does, I don't believe it, but it sounds interesting.
You can also eat a mushroom too, and it does the same thing.
What? No.
So you can eat a mushroom and it resets you as well.
No. He says your tolerance, like cannabis tolerance.
I think he said reset. No.
Listen, Dan, between you and Kim, when we interviewed somebody who does mushrooms, like I'm there. I'm about to order some and start microdosing. And dude, I'm telling you right now, before
people like it.
I'm such a pussy about anything. I don't smoke because a couple times I smoked and it was a bad effect. So that's huge. Me saying that is like I'm gonna try it, and like I'm scared of taking a little too much and being like, outside of myself or whatever. But I'm there now. Well, you guys explained it in a way that's like
it may be uncomfortable,
a blanket around me, and then I'm ready to take the leap.
Yeah. Well, it may be uncomfortable, but the time you go through it, you'll come out the other side a better person. That's for sure. So.
Yeah, I just worry because with the kids, I'm never not around the kids. So that's always my biggest worry. But it's like, they go to bed too. I'll have to just stay up later one night and just do it, go through it.
Because I've even done a lot
You'll be up late.
I've done a lot of macro doses, and I still get anxiety and fear and stuff before I do it. So
I don't really necessarily love the feeling always, so it's not something I would do.
I'm talking about like when you do a big dose, which I think I'm going to do one next week because it's been about 2 months. I usually do one about every 2 months. And I usually feel the onset coming when I need to, when I start getting a lot more
heroic dose.
You can tell when
I'm an anxiety machine. Like, if you could sell anxiety, I would have a factory for it because I have anxiety about everything. So,
I do too.
If I looked it up in the dictionary, there would be a picture of you next to anxiety.
Like going like this. If you ever notice, I'm always.
I actually have a lot of anxiety myself, but it's.
If you notice, I'm like this a lot. That's my anxiety. Is me messing with my hair.
I have an anxiety that I'm gonna leave my stove on and blow my house up. Like, so today I literally left my house, went 5 minutes away, and I talked myself into turning around to make sure the gas stove was off because I used it a lot for my pressure cookers. And of course I knew it was off in my mind, but my anxiety was like, well, what if it's not off? Like, if it's not off, you could fucking blow your house up.
Yeah, you're like, it's only
fire. 8 months ago, I burned my kitchen down.
That's a normal anxiety. That's a good anxiety. That's a fear.
I guess.
I do it too much, and sometimes I even know I shut it off, but then my mind's like just starts to race. And
all you got to do is get home security that you can check on your phone when you're away from the house, and then you can check.
It's weird. It's weird with kids sometimes because when you do the same thing over and over, you kind of mindlessly do it. It's like I'll drop my kids off at school and be like. Did I make sure they all got into school? I'm like, I know I did. I walk them into school and I do the same dumb thing. Like I wave goodbye to my kids like this to embarrass them in front of their friends. I do it every day. But for some reason, you get back in your car and you're like, did I get them all there? And right? It's weird.
Valerie, no, that's rumination, Dan.
He's a ruminator.
No, she said remuneration.
That's what I used to say, remember? I used to say rumination. You guys corrected me a couple times.
Have you ever seen The Little Giants? The movie The Little Giants, you got to take a mushroom. Like, you know what I call this? Remuneration. And bite down into the thing. In the movie, he takes like an antacid tab and lets it drip down his mouth, and he talks it intimidation. But I imagine you taking a mushroom and remaking the thing. Remuneration.
Remuneration.
See, that's the thing. Rose says, thinking about driving gives her anxiety. That's what I want to avoid, even especially being that I'm at home, I work from home. But then that's why I made the review show, so that I had sort of a forced way, a reason to leave the house, go and do something somewhere. So yeah, I know what you're saying. You can actually develop that anxiety if you're at home for too long. You can develop that, and then you just don't want to leave.
Well, that's actually a really serious symptom of bipolar, which she says she has. You have social anxiety, like I do, and you don't want to. You just feel weird around people, and you can get drained if you're around a lot of people for a long period of time. And
it's confrontation. I was good at it when I was working every day doing construction. I'm sure you know, Dan. Construction, you're going to have confrontation because somebody, like in that business especially, but being home for 4 years now, confrontation doesn't come as easily to me anymore. Like it drains me completely. Yeah. So I really kind of watch out for it, you know. I imagine that's the same thing with you looking out for driving. If you're not doing it as much, you kind of worry about it.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Just leave your bedroom.
Oh, actually, outside of bedroom. Yeah, I used to be.
Lisa makes a point here too. You aside from bipolar, there's other reasons that maybe also like reasons that you feel like yourself is something about yourself that you don't like and you don't want to go out. There's multiple reasons for sure, but can be lonely. Yeah, well, that's why you've got a family here, Lisa May. One of my number one supporters. We can make Joe number 2. I think with that being said, guys, if there's no live streamers or creators in the comments that don't want to come up, I mean, you guys are welcome to come up. Just say so. But other than that, I think I'm getting ready to wind down. I don't know what do you guys think? What do you think, Steve-O? You got something else?
Well, Kelly's home, so I'll be heading out soon. But
okay.
This has been a great show. I mean, I really felt like that we got a lot, like explained in a way. You know what I mean? And there's we got to hear from the audience. We got to hear from other streamers here in the audience and in the boxes, and it's just like. I think all in all, it was a very good people in the boxes. So.
Oh, I didn't mention something yet. There's still 14 people watching. Totally forgot that we have this new sponsor in the Grow Fam, Hydro Farm. So I'm excited to be doing stuff with them on my shows, and also I also have a loaded Dreadful box that I'm looking to give away. So if you guys want to know about that, let me know. Definitely going to be something happening here real soon. And so a lot of good things happen in that realm.
Sounds great.
I did want to point one more thing out. Something that you don't think about as someone when you start to go live is that there are a lot of people in the audience, and there's a lot of people that will watch this after us. There's been 10 people watching us on my Rumble channel alone for a little while now. Those people may watch hours and hours of you on the screen, and the same goes for us watching whoever it is that I watch, or whoever it is, any of the guys on the screen watch. You watch them for hours, but they may not even know what you look like. And so you start to run into this situation where you have a fan or a friend or someone, a viewer of your stuff, message you, and yes, there's the scammers that are just trying to get money from you and stuff, and you can kind of root those out. But then there's other ones that message you just because they're having a really bad day, or there's a whole plethora of problems that people will contact you for. And it starts to get much as you get a lot more people in your circle, So those are things that are tough, and I hope that people out there are sympathetic to that, especially when you message us and if we're short with you, it's because we saw your message, but there's 10 other messages that I'm trying to get to, and stuff. So there's a lot of that going on. It's not like I'm that important. I know what eventually what the big. I always look ahead, right? The big guys, they have somebody managing their social media. They have two people, managing their messages and stuff like that. You end up with all that, and it becomes less personal, maybe. And I get that, but also some of the big guys, again, back to what I see them doing, they're making like a Discord channel on the side. And if you're a paying subscriber or whatever, you can be in on the Discord channel or like my locals, and you can comment. And you have a sort of a much more smaller, intimate group of people who are all supporters. And so there's still ways to get to your friends
We do
and
the
be able to
Fifth
be
Stoners
heard.
Worldwide
What's that?
group. We do the Fifth Stoners Worldwide group for things like that. For a lot of people talk and do that too.
Mm-hmm. That's what. Yeah, something like that for sure in the future. But yeah, I think it was a good episode. Well, I like to think of these episodes when we do a topic. It's like our first touch on the topic, because we're going to come back at these topics eventually. Maybe get different people in and stuff like that, and hear their perspectives. But you guys, I appreciate you all for hanging out. All people still hanging out. Hit those reactions if you can on the way out. Share us out. All those good things
too.
Thank
if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Right
and
there.
Distorted Creations. That's Diz's new page, and he's doing all sorts of awesome stuff. He won't be doing these shady things where he messages you with like some piece that he's already made, and then expects you to use it. Anything weird like that. So ask him for art, and then what?
I was gonna say, actually, I got to put a new video up there. Steve-O, Whaler, you were asking me to make a video. And Steve-O, I'm going to contact you because I need something from you. So that'll be my next video up there.
I'm down. I'm totally down.
This is one he just made recently.
Be advised, the following content is rated S for certified.
Certified.
Oh yeah.
May contain high amounts of cannabis. That's right.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything I'm missing? I think I'm good. I've got a lot of people that I have to mail things out to, guys, still. So be patient with me, please.
Go check out Graver Mushrooms.
Oh yeah, there's that mushroom guy there. He does mushrooms and eats
I'm
them.
taking a weekend off. I'm going on vacation, so I won't be selling any for 3 days.
Oh.
Going to the Ozarks with my family.
Will and I already mailed out. Matt Anderson's left today, and Ronnie Hall's left for Canada today too, Diz.
Oh wow! Awesome.
So yeah, it's already gone. It's on its way.
Guys, I'm still looking for this darn ticket number from that drawing.
Keisha should check her tickets.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm gonna have to. Luca's kind of breathing down my neck about it. No offense to Luca. They're just like, hey, what's going on? There's a thing that we were trying to give away for you. So I might just have to have them send it to me and pick a color myself, and then just do another drawing for it or something. I don't know. Not 100% sure, because I expected everyone. I didn't. I made a mistake. I do that sometimes. And
did Kelly buy tickets and she don't remember or anything, man?
You might have bought tickets while you were there.
Yeah, I'm gonna check with her. Maybe
I could totally see that, actually.
Wouldn't that be something?
Wait, what happened? Did I change that? Oh, my bad.
Oh, what happened?
Get out of here, big mushroom guy. All right. So the next show, guys, just to kind of do all the background here. The next show is going to be game night on Sunday. I haven't decided yet. Maybe you guys could help me decide on a game that we might play. I don't know if we want to do checkers or go back to like Life, Jurassic Park, or
Scrabble.
I don't have that. I'm looking at what I have right now, and unless somebody wants to send me a game.
Playing, that's what my family likes to play.
Scrabble sounds fun, actually. We could probably do that. Although, no, Scrabble wouldn't be able to be played on the internet, brother.
Yeah, it would be hard.
People would just cheat. What was that? It was on game night that we did the giveaway. I want to read off the ticket number one more time before we leave.
You don't know who it was?
No, I don't. I'm just gonna have to accept it and then find a new winner. 0722786. 0722786.
It was like 100. It was like 100 tickets after mine, so it would have been way after you sold me mine.
I didn't sell that many while we were at the event, but
no, I don't think
it was right next to Matt. It was right next to Maui. Maui had a number right next to that, and she said so. That's why we were thinking it was Kasia. Because they were sitting together, but Kasia can't find the tickets. Now Valerie's saying, did I ask Matty G? I did not. That's another good question, but I don't know. Whoever had the tickets don't want to check in on the prize, I guess. So might as well.
Because Maui had the tickets that led directly after that ticket, and they were like two peas in a pod the entire weekend. They probably both bought it.
Give it to Maui.
Back to
not
back.
Maui, but Kasia. It sounds like she won it.
Well, I don't know that.
You can't do that.
I can't just do that.
Yeah, you can't just do that.
That would look really bad considering Kasia bought me this. Jeez. No. Anyway, guys.
She more than likely did if she was sitting next to Maui and the tickets.
It does. I mean, the all hands point to yes, but we're not 100% sure there yet. But
so you probably just have to re-give it out, or what are you gonna do?
I might just give it to my locals community. They're already paying. They're paying plus they bought tickets. So I mean, anyway, that's neither here nor there. It was a good episode, guys. We'll hit something a little bit deeper next week. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna foreshadow the topic. I actually want to do this. It's a perfect time to do it, Steve-O. I thought about this a lot. I want to talk about summer break / summer vacation.
Okay.
Do you remember yours? Do you remember, that summer break when you were a kid? Like, what was it that you used to do? Did anybody go camping? All those things. Are you a teacher? Do you get a summer break now? Do you go vacation now as an adult? All those types of things. I think I want to talk about next week. It would be like the perfect time for it. So you guys have a great night. If you're on Grow Fam, show some love over there for sure. And go follow our friends here, Great River Mushroom and Sir Steve-O. You definitely got to find which page he's on at the time. What Steve-O, what is it that what are you pushing mostly? Is it certified still?
For
like where is it? If somebody wanted to follow you, what's the main? Sir Steve-O or?
Well, the certified page is what I would like to build up. It's slowly getting bigger now, and I've already have quite a few followers on Sir Steve-O profile, so I'd like to really start getting my page going. That would be
okay.
Great.
Well, then that's that way I know what to verbally say. Go follow certified. We need to put that in your name too. But you guys appreciate it. Have a great night. Love you all. 12 people. So, hello. Oh, we got someone commenting for you here. Hello, certified Sir Steve-O. Much love. All right.
Oh, okay. Is that right? Okay.
All right, viewer. I didn't see that before. Sorry, viewer.
Cat.
Bye, Cat. Bye, everybody.
I'm
Have a great night. Peace.
See you later.